No, no. Let's get started then. There are, we were talking about a little bit of soul journey, right? The truth, the aspects of truth, and how truth can be brought into our life. Last, 7-8 weeks, we have been connected on that. We'll continue to progress on the discussion from the mind perspective. Mind. The one that is not letting me to know my own truth is my mind. And we all understand from the scriptures that it is because of my mind that I am not able to realize my soul. It is because of my mind I have this whole samsara. It is because of this mind I have this body. It is because of this mind I have all types of vasanas. It is because of my mind I am thinking. I am going through whatever I am going through. So we all understand the basic concept of what mind is all about. There are two things that we distinctively have to identify. One is the aspect of mind, what it does, and number two, what is the truth. We all understand the truth is beyond the state of mind. The question is, if truth is everywhere, then does mind also not have truth, or is mind not truth? The answer to that is, it's an interesting answer. The answer to that, actually, let me ask if anyone would like to share your perspective on this. If truth is everywhere, then my mind is also truth, or it is not truth? Anyone? No one would like to come forward? Okay. Or maybe you're just coming out of meditation. The answer is simple. If you try to go find your mind, you will know that mind does not exist. So hence, for something that is not existing, or something that is temporary, or something that is changing all the time, it cannot be the truth. So hence, mind is not the truth. What is the definition of truth? Is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat, that is what it is. Chit, that which is out there, I have that feeling that it is there. Ananda, happiness. When I have my mind, I'm not happy. It is because of my mind I'm getting all the suffering. The root cause of my suffering is my mind. We all understand that. But I don't know how to get rid of my mind. I don't know how to take away my thoughts. I don't know how to go into my memories and bring all that suffering, all that sorrow, all that, good impressions, bad impressions, whatever I have stored within my system over a period of my lifetimes. I don't know that. So I'm trying to understand, how do I bring this whole thing together? So what is happening is, every time we go and we wanted to spiritually enlighten ourselves, the mind comes in the way and then pushes us hard, right? So what happens? That is why when you start, we are doing this 41-day challenge. What happens the first few days, you have such a beautiful energy, the momentum, the inspiration. We talked about intention to inspiration. You have the beautiful inspiration to take this forward. You really do that. After 20 days, after 15 days, the very thing what you started, you will start to question it. Do I have to do it? Your mind will start to give you alternate ideas. Maybe you can do it, postpone it, procrastinate it, right? Or maybe do it at a later time. Or maybe, you can skip today. It's okay, right? This mind is giving you all kinds of ideas how to not be there. While the entire process is saying that only when you do it, you get it, right? Talking does not give you have to do it because it's truth. So when I try to bring my mind into any situation, it is getting worst. Even my thought process, if we all live for others to judge us, right? We all know that our family, wherever you go, right, your family members are judging you. Hey, my kids are like this, my parents are like this, or people are looking at me like this, like that. So you are not living for others, we are living for our own good. But why is that you have that impression within you? It is because of mind. The mind is creating all that confusion within us, giving that alternate thoughts to say that it is because of that you are like this, it is because of this you are that way, it is because of who you are, your life is not going to be there, right? I mean, whatever that perspective is. When I carry that kind of impressions within my system, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create much more damage to myself. Whenever we talk about this reality as an aspect, right? Everything in my life, everything, right, whether we like it or not, is happening for me alone, right? I'm not living for others, I'm living for my own, for my own good, for my own life, right? Every impression, every memory that you're pulling in, every emotion that you're generating, every thought that you're bringing, with the thought you're thinking, you're feeling, right? And even the fear, the future things that you try to bring it up, the the past things that you try to dwell upon, right? Agonic moments, all these things are in your mind as impressions, and when they come out one after other, one after other, one after other, the suffering continues, the suffering continues forever and ever and ever. So it is the very thing that is between us and our truth. The only reason we all have to say that we are enlightened, we are not enlightened, it's because of my mind. That's why all great grand masters, when you go listen to their, whether it's autobiographies or you listen to their, spiritual sessions and all that, they only talk about mind. The entire practice that I am doing today is only for my mind. The entire scriptures, whatever the books you are reading, it is only for your mind, nothing else. That which is not even there, we are assuming it is there. We think that that is what is running the show, right? And then we take that so seriously that our life is always on the hook. So when I start to look at this from the truth perspective, now we are not talking about bottom up, we are talking about top down. Truth is top, mind is lower, right? It is, when I talk about truth, it's at the highest state. So when I talk about that higher frequency, higher state of being, higher state of reality, what is happening is there is no mind at that point. Then where is my mind? This is a beautiful question. Where is my mind? Does Ramana Maharshi had a mind? That Ramakrishna Paramahamsa never had a mind? Anyone? Think about it. You will get the answer. It's easy. Think about it.
Everyone has mind, but it's under their control what to take and what to discard.
What is it? Can you come again, madam? I couldn't hear you.
I was saying, like, definitely everyone has mind. Mind will be there,
Everyone.
but mind is under control with the ability to take or channelize what is only needed, nothing beyond that.
You're right in a way. But there is also a state where they go beyond mind. You have to understand, like the way your physical body is coming home, there is also a permanent home for your mind. What is that? What is the permanent home for your mind?
Uniting with the soul.
Uniting with the soul. No. You will know the answer.
With heart.
Heart, exactly. Exactly. The permanent home for your mind is heart. So when you are with no longer in the state of mind, you are with your heart. When you moved from your limited mind to the unlimited mind, the universal mind. What is the universal mind? It's the heart. The frequency of heart is the mole, right? Is the key to the entire universe. Everything, whatever is resonating in the universe, is also resonating within you in your heart. We just don't see that, right? The location of God is in the heart. The location of the God is not in the scriptures. The so-called soul, the so-called self, the so-called consciousness, the so-called, God, divine, whatever we call that name, doesn't matter. Heart. It is in your heart. So what happens when you go beyond the state of mind is you are with your heart. Then you are pure. What you are emitting at that point, there is no hatred, there is no comparison, there is no duality, there is no emotion, there is no, judgments, there is no kind of, where you are trying to interfere in others' affairs. All that is gone, because that is all the work of your mind. When you are with the heart, you are pure, you are with the highest gratitude, you are with love. So that's why you look at grandmasters, they're always, in that very compassionate way, they serve the society. Because the person who is actually the limited I is no longer there. The limited I is gone. They are with the universal I. So always understand that there is a state that is called beyond mind. When your mind goes to a permanent house, then you are enlightened. That is what is called enlightenment. Right now, I am not in that state because I never went far into my mind. See, all we do is we play with your, look at the way it happens, right? Start thinking about it. Slowly, let us unpeel the levels of mind. When you are in the state of void, suddenly a thought comes out from the void. With that thought, you start to use your mind to think about it. The churning is happening, the processing is happening. With that processing, a feeling gets generated. Through that feeling, you have an emotional thrust, inwardly or outwardly. And with that, you have an action, corresponding action. If the emotion or the thought creates a pattern, then that becomes the reality in your physical life. That is what we are talking about, right? Now, what happens if you go to the state where the mind is in that, where the source of your thought? What if you go back before the source of your thought? What is there? Where is that void? That void where you are in that state, that is nothing but your consciousness. That is why we scratch only the surface of mind, and then we go through so much of pain all the time, suffering, pain, not getting things done. No matter how much effort you put into your life, you're not satisfied. There is always something missing in life. Why is all this drama unfolding every day, every hour, every week, whatever the time cycles we call it out? It's because I only scratched the surface of my mind. Now let us compare this against the sadhana that you are doing outside, the practices that you do. What am I doing with the God? What am I doing with with even the major yagnas, yagas, or whatever you are trying to do? What are you trying to do? You're trying to please your mind. You're trying to bring that divine energy, that which you are source of, not realizing that you are already in that state. What you're trying to do is you're trying to bring that outside energy into you, and you're saying that I am that, I am that, I am that. And how long you are retaining that? For a brief period of time. As long as you are retaining that state of energies within you, your mind is calm because you have energies. When you have energies, mind is calm. The moment the energies are gone, what happens? Your mind will start to take over. Then the thoughts will rise. So, if you really want to understand what knowledge is, how do I get into this state of no suffering? I want to have peace. I want to have happiness. It is absolutely not possible when you have your mind with you. So Bhagavan says, it is not because that people don't know about mind, they don't understand about soul, or they don't know about truth and all. It is just that they don't understand the value of it. Albert Einstein, in one of his discourses, he talks about it. When you tell people the value of anything, they try to catch hold of it, the value aspect of it. Because nobody understands the value of soul, value of truth, they don't really aspire it. Everybody understands the value of money. Everyone understands the value of relationship. Everyone understands the value of family, right? So why am I holding on to these things all the time? Because I understand the value of it. So he says, Albert Einstein, he kind of, he comes out very openly and says, let us not hammer the truth to everyone. No matter how much we talk about truth, it will not resonate to the individuals who doesn't understand the value of it. So all the spiritual teachers should talk about the value of truth. What is truth all about? No suffering state. It's permanent peace, permanent happiness, right? Absolutely, you are in that melodious state of divinity. When you give that value to the individuals, when they start to realize the value of that, then they will start to track it, start to bring it into their lives. Otherwise, it is just going to be a drama. They'll come, they'll go, they'll sit, they'll do. It is all the mind playing the trick with them. It is not easy for the mind to come in line to the reality, because what happens is the moment it allows you to go inside, you may seem like you are actually progressing. But mind is so tricky that if you are not aware, even for 1 second or 1 minute, it is going to throw you into a dungeon where you will go far, far, far behind. Even from where you started, you may go down. That is the power of mind. So never underestimate the power of mind, right? Mind is very powerful. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to go beyond the state of mind without using the mind. It is not easy. What we are trying to say is, hey, mind, I am not ready to fight with you. So what I am trying to do is I am trying to connect you with my breath such that you and my breath come from the same source called heart, which is your permanent home. So what happens when I am with my breath? Both of them will go. The breath will naturally, the moment I start to witness my breath or observe my breath, what happens? My breath goes into my heart, the deepest state. When my mind is attached to my breath, my breath also takes my mind into that state. At which point both are home. When they are home, you are in the void. The infinite bliss is flowing through you. But when the mind is up, life is up. That's it. Everything, whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm seeing, whatever I'm thinking, whatever I'm grasping, things from my senses, everything is coming my way. So the more and more I start to think about it, there is nothing that I need to do outside. The entire practice is inside. That's it, period. If you start to look at it from that perspective, that's why truth is inside. Truth is not outside. If I understand the truth inside, if I realize the truth inside of me, then I see the same truth everywhere. If I know that I am the conscious being, my consciousness, whatever I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this intelligence, I am the consciousness. If I realize that, if I am in that state, then that state is what is everywhere else. So what is stopping me to be in that state is the mind. It starts with the thought. So if I have to go beyond the state of the thought, what do I need to do? I need to accumulate abundance of energies, abundant energy. Not like 1 point, 2 point energy, thousands of points of energies, where the most powerful weapon that you have inside your mind, the weapon, the mind, it has to go back to its source. And if your mind just goes back to its source, it's going to come back. If your mind goes into your source and sleeps, it will wake up. The mind has to go back to its permanent place and die. Then you are consciously aware all the time. That's the goal. So what happens when I sit in meditation? You sit for meditation for 12 hours. Even for people, if you go deeper meditations, you do 20 hours meditations and all, you go into the state of that blissful state, that samadhi state, right? That parisunya or mahaparisunya, mostly parisunya. So what happens in that state is your mind is home now. Your mind is home. You are with the consciousness. But the mind is not dead yet. Mind just came home. That's it. It is like in your deepest state of sleep. The only difference is here you are consciously aware. In the sleep, you're not conscious. That's the only difference. So what is happening here is when your mind is going to its home, the permanent home, heart, it is sitting there. As long as it is in that permanent home, you have that bliss. You have that infinite bliss flowing through you. You don't want to come out of that. You are in that state. That's it. But the moment you come out of meditation, first couple of hours, you probably may still carry that energies because mind has not fully, expanded. And the moment mind becomes natural in its own form, then the drama begins again. All that samadhi, all that bliss, all that whatever you have attained, it is still gone. That's why until you create that energies within your system in a continuous pattern where you are pushing your mind, actually it's not like you're pushing, you're taking your mind into your heart and then you're creating a pattern of it. So mind has to become so weak that it does not have anything to do. The moment something comes your way, because what happens is when you are in that state of samadhi all the time, you are abundantly aware. Your awareness expands significantly. When your awareness expands, you know what thoughts are going to come to you. At that state, you control the thought at the source of the thought itself. This is a deeper subject. I know I'm trying to unpeel it at the thought level, but we have to understand truth is not at the thought level. Truth is beyond the thought. The void, the state of void, the shunya, or the consciousness, whatever we are talking about, the quantum reality, right? The quantum mechanics or quantum physics, whatever we talk about, that is the consciousness. That is the truth. Everything else is false. So where is my thought coming from? It is coming from that infinite permutations of my quantum level. It is creating one reality for me. I'm pulling that reality as thought and I'm thinking through it, creating a feeling. Then it becomes real for me. The karmic process kicks in. And then it becomes an action as a pattern. So if I want to get to this truth, I have to go into that state, right? So when I do one day meditation, I did 8 hours. And the next day I do 20 minutes. Third day I do 2 hours. Fourth day I do 3 hours. And then fifth day I don't even do it. Your mind is not going to be in that state all the time. Why? Because the day 2, day 3, day 4, you never went into the deepest state of your mind. You were only scratching the surface of mind. So until your mind goes to your permanent resident of heart and it dies out there, you have to keep repeatedly doing your meditation. That's why meditation is a continuous process. It cannot be a one-time thing. Even though you have gone into the nirvikalpa sthiti, after you come back and you start doing meditation for 1-2 months, your mind is fully awake. That's it. You may have to start the practice again. So always remember, there are two things. One is my practice, what I am trying to do, what I am trying to get out of it. Number two, what is the purpose of it? What is the true purpose of meditation? See, a lot of times what we do is, I sit in meditation, I say that I want my health, right? Is meditation for health? Is meditation for truth? Simple question. Or is it for both? Anyone?
For truth.
For?
Truth.
Truth, right. Meditation is for truth and truth alone. The health is a byproduct. In the process of you knowing the truth, your health may come back. Your health may get recovered. Your body may recover through the healing process. Your mind may become calm. You may have infinite knowledge, right? You significantly gain knowledge. But those are only byproducts. That is not enlightenment. They have nothing to do with liberation, realization, enlightenment. They are just coming on the way. That's it. You're just picking them up on the way. It's like you go on a muddy road, you pick up the mud, on your slippers or shoes and all that. It's similarly that. The goal of meditation should always be to reach that highest truth, because that is the purpose of meditation. Why meditation is there? Is for that purpose. For that purpose, what happens is you have these things that also come along. Because if your body is not healed, you won't be able to sit longer. If you are not able to sit longer, your mind will never track it to a point where it can hold you, right? If you don't have enough intelligence, you don't know what you're doing, what's going on within your system. Is something what you're doing is the right thing or it's not the right thing? So these things are important to a point. But the ultimate goal is for us to know the truth through meditation. That's why when you sit for meditation, there is something called Sankalpa Sahita, Sankalpa Rahita. Intention based, non-intentional. The pure meditation, the real meditation is no intentions. You sit for meditation because you are in that state. You want to be in that state of being. I want to be in that blissful state, not just half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours. I want to be in that state forever because I am that. I lost my identity. I'm trying to get my identity back through meditation. So, but who is the one that's stopping you from get there? It is your mind. So, what we do is we try to look for easy answers. It is not easy to track mind. It is not easy to be aware how your mind is reacting, how your mind is running around, how your mind is playing things with you, how your mind is tricking you. It is not easy. You have to be consciously aware for you to be able to catch hold of it. And I don't have patience. So what we do in a typical way, we look for shortcuts. That shortcuts are nothing but what you do outside practices. All the outside practices are shortcuts. So what is happening? When I bring that shortcut within me, I am there for that moment, for that whatever time I do that sincerely, I am there. Right after I leave it, back. Tell me this one question, right? Why is that we are not able to do meditation sincerely every day? Why is that? Most of us have this issue, right? I can't do meditation every day. Why? When we know the truth, when we know everything, what we need to do, how to get there, how long we need to do, right? What happens when you are sitting in that state? Because we are bodily aware of it, We are mindfully, very, very clear about what we want, where we want to go. And you have enough intelligence to understand the concept of what reality is all about. But yet, we are not able to do it. Why?
Mind gives us excuses that you're tired, you have a long day coming up, or I'm busy, I need to attend to family, I need to attend. So many reasons mind gives us.
Exactly. See, you rightfully said the answer there. It is, so what is happening if whatever you just stated, these 4 or 5 things, these are coming from my mind. So who is that who need to hit you? Are you going to hit your God out there, or are you going to hit your mind inside you? Right? It's a no-brainer. It is my mind that I need to hit. It is my mind I need to make that friendship. As long as your mind and you are not aligned, you will have suffering. It may seem that my life is running happily. I'm having no issues at all. I've been living like this the last 5 years. As long as you have the body, mind, consciousness, suffering is inevitable. Inevitable. Then there is no point of knowing truth if your mind can give you happiness. Mind cannot even comprehend. It cannot even come close to the truth. Forget about knowing the truth. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, forget about mind knowing the truth. It cannot even come close to the truth. That is the power of truth when you compare against mind. So when your truth is so profoundly impacting the entire cosmos, and it's impacting entire system within you. So what is happening now is I don't have that realization of my divinity. I lost my divinity. And I'm living as if that I don't have anything. It's like a wealthy person doesn't know that he's a wealthy person. He's living a poor life. Similarly, every one of us, not knowing the power of divinity within us, not knowing that we are divine entities, we are the spiritual entities, we are living in the shadows of our own sorrows. As long as I carry this body, right, the suffering is a shadow of my body. Suffering cannot get away at a body level, at a mind level. So even if I do my practice, right, even let's talk about folks who are actually practicing it, but not there yet. Why is that they are not there yet? They are practicing every day, every single day they are practicing it. Then why is that they are not there?
Mind is controlling them still.
What is that?
Mind is still controlling them.
No, they are practicing every day though. See, like I said earlier, it never went to the permanent home. Right? You may temporarily send your mind to the home.
But it did not kill that.
Exactly. That's it. That's the answer. You did not kill your mind yet. You are making your mind sleep. For the folks who are regularly doing meditation, what is happening is they are taking the mind to that sleeping state. And they are thinking that, yes, I have done it. Let me come out of my meditation. Today I'm done. Tomorrow I'll do it again. It's not dead yet. When your mind is not dead, it is going to come back as a it's like a tennis ball, right? You bounce it, it's going to come back right at you. That's
Like
how mind
a
works.
reset. It's like it got reset. Like
Exactly.
comes back.
Exactly. It's gonna bounce back with the same power that it went in. So what happens? It will not let you come back or take you back into that state again. Some may lose in the process. Some may still hold on to it, but yet they have not killed it. So that is why this is called journey. This is not a one-time thing. This is a journey. Because taking your mind from an outward perspective to an inward perspective requires significant practice. It requires introspection. It requires, being alert and aware all the time. So since I don't have that alertness or awareness right now. So what do I need for me to be alert and aware? I need a lot of energies. So the best way to accumulate those energies is in silence. That's why we talk about inner silence is one of the best way to go to your state of consciousness. Why is inner silence the best way to go there? Because when you are inner silence, what is inner silence? Inner silence is I'm not talking and my mind is empty. Both have to happen. When I say silence, I'm not talking. Right now, you're all silent. You're not talking. I'm the only one talking. But what is inner silence? Inner silence means total silence, even at the mind level. You are in the zero thought state. Your mind is empty. What happens in that state? You are the consciousness. So you will start to experience that slowly, slowly, slowly. So what happens is you accumulate a lot of energies in that process. So what happens when you start to accumulate that abundant energies within your system all the time? Because inner silence can be done anytime. I don't have to sit in meditation for inner silence. I can be doing my office work and yet be empty here. So what happens with that abundance of energies? I get expanded awareness. So I'm aware of my body. I'm aware of my mindly activities. I'm fully aware of my thought process, my feelings, and I'm aware of my surroundings at any given point in time. And I will be mindful. That is how you practice this. And then you sit in meditation with that awareness, with that alertness. You go sit in meditation. You immediately hit the void in the fastest way. When you are sitting in the void for a longer time, you are practicing to a point where you are talking states beyond your mind, which is heart. You become pure at your heart. So the more and more I start to understand and unpeel my own mind, you will know who you are. The moment you understand who you are no longer running around. The reason why I'm running around today for my family, for my kids, for my activities, for my work, for whatever wealth I am accumulating, it is because you lost your identity. You still don't know your identity.
Those are all ksharam.
What was that?
Ksharam. Those are all ksharam, like they will get eliminated after some time. Aksharam is the permanent one. So
Correct. Ksharam, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So what happens is every journey, every experience, every mind, every body, every life is unique in its own perspective. But we all are carrying only one and only one consciousness. That which comes and goes, we are trying to live, we are trying to look for happiness within it. How sad is that? That which comes and goes. We know that these moments will go, will perish, but yet we cherish for those moments. How sad is that? Such a ignorance. Right? In spirituality, ignorance is a big, big problem. Because when you are ignorant, you're not progressing. You're digressing. You're coming down the path of spirituality. See, there are a lot of folks out there, we understand about spirituality, right? There is a physical reality, then there is spirituality. What is in between that is the mental reality. You have to be mentally aware, mentally conscious before you do the spiritual. Before you are a spiritual, you have to be mentally aware. If I don't even understand what is going on within me in my own capacity, how can I be spiritual? Some people only live in a physical reality. That's it. For them, physical, they don't even think, they don't even know, understand. It's a soul evolution anyways. But the point I'm trying to get at is, if you are not mentally, so what happens is, I am subtle intellect you have to have. It is a must for spiritual growth. Only through subtle intellect, you will be able to see how your mind is operating, your mind is working, how your mind is creating this whole drama. So, when I try to unpeel this, and then this unpeeling cannot happen one time, right? Every day you sit, you bring your thoughts, and when you are with the thoughts, you close the thought, you come back to your breath. So what is happening? This bucket is getting emptied. My mind has like so that this mind bucket is getting emptied every time I'm coming back to my breath. So it requires patience. You have to be consistent, you have to be patient, you have to be determined, you have to have abundant of willpower, and you need to have the goal to reach the truth. That is a must. Only those. And you should be disciplined, because what you eat, your senses will carry that. What your senses carry it is what your mind uses. What your mind uses is how your intellect works, because that's what those actions are coming from there, right? It kind of overshadows your intelligence. Your mind will overshadow your intelligence and let you do all the bad things or karmic things. Because of that, you lose the soul, the light of soul. The light of soul is within me. I don't have that. I don't realize that. The reason is, it's a shadow. Everything is shadow. So there was this question that was asked, if mind is such a powerful thing, if mind is the one controlling me, if mind is everything that is worldly, then why is this not in my control? It's a very good question. Why is this mind not in my control? If everything is mine, why is this not in my control? Anyone?
It's a self-inflicting pain onto ourselves, not following.
Self-inflicting pain. In a way. But the answer to that is, the mind, if everything is mind, and mind is the one that's running the show, mind is everything, and it is the reality for me day in, day out, then why is that I am not? The answer to that is, the reason why you are thinking you are that, why you are saying that you are that, is you are in the false reality. Remember this. Truth never said mind exists. Truth always said consciousness alone exists. That which is not truth, everything exists, including your mind. So when you talk about your body, your mind, they're not truth. They're not truth. Remember that. They are false. In the context of truth, they are false. So when you ask that, okay, if everything is mind, then what is happening with my mind is, when you go look for your mind inside, you will quickly realize that there is no mind. It is like every time you go into an ocean, the wave starts to come up. When the wave is coming up, you see that, oh, okay, this wave is there. But then in the 10th second, there is no wave there. Similarly, when you start to look at from outside, you see this surface of this mind acting, bringing thoughts one after other, like the ocean gives you the waves. It happens like that. But what happens slowly when you start to realize, when you go into that and you see that it's only ocean. So consciousness is operating as mind when you are in worldly affairs. When will I know that? When you go deeper into that state. Until that time, you will not realize. That's why at that source of the thought, everything is getting created. So if I'm able to go beyond the state of that thought, then everything is in my control. There is no destiny at that point. It is my will that is making things happen to me. What is the destiny I'm talking about? Is destiny is I am getting a certain thought into my system is my destiny, because that thought came from my previous births or something I have seen in my life, in this life. That is the thought, right? The source of thought. At that point, I'm getting those things. I'm not creating them. I'm just getting those thoughts one after other, one after other, one after other, based on my karma. That's what we call destiny. But when I bring my will into this, that's why will is more powerful than destiny. Your willpower is much more powerful than destiny. So when I bring my will into this and say, I don't want to look into this thought and go into this thought process. I wanted to go beyond the state of the thought. Where is that thought coming from? When you start to observe your thought, you will start to quickly realize that thought itself is, there is energy that is getting generated at the time of your thought. And the thought converting into a feeling, there is energy. What we are trying to do is we are trying to lose that energy. I have this energy. When a thought gets generated and a corresponding feeling comes out, an emotion comes out of it, I am now losing my energy, because thought governs energy, right? Directs the energy where it has to go. And the moment emotion comes out, it kind of goes into exponential, right? 1% of my energy goes into 10% the moment emotion comes out. So what I'm doing, I'm wasting that. But instead, if I go to the source of it and look at it and be observer, then I use that energy for my own good. I don't waste that energy. So whatever that energy that I am carrying in, I'm actually retaining it within my system. So what happens? Slowly the mind will start to subside. It will subsume into its own home. Its reality. The mind's reality is heart. It will die there. That is where we want to be. Every grandmaster that you see out there, including Patriji, they do not have mind. They don't carry mind all the time. They are always with the heart. That's why they have that infinite love, infinite compassion. They don't look at you at a body level. They don't look at your mind. They don't look at your cruelty. They don't see the duality at all. They only look at the pure intentions that you bring. That's it. They always want, even though you are the worst, baddest of the baddest guy out there, still they will only look at your good. Because in my mind or in my soul or heart, beyond the state of mind, I don't have anything like good, bad, I like it, I don't like it. All the duality is no longer there. All I have is a pure love. That's it. What is it, man?
Just the truth.
Just the truth. Just that conscious reality. That's it. When I'm carrying that reality with me, nothing bothers at all. And that is the true purpose of why we need to do meditation and what is the meditation is all about. And here we are stuck with half an hour meditation, 10 minutes meditation, 30 minutes meditation, 2 hours meditation. Those things mean nothing. Until you go into that state beyond the mind, we will not even start the real meditation journey. So the more and more we try to grasp this subject, this is a vast subject. The more and more you go understand your mind, you understand the levels of the mind and how do you inquire on your thought and how this thought is getting generated, how thought to emotion feeling is coming out. We'll talk in subsequent sessions. But the point is, the more you start to spend time and kind of catch hold of that thought that's coming at the source, you are really there. You are really there. You are really retaining the energies. You're not losing energies at that point. Your mind is in the state of void. When your mind is state of void, you accumulate energies. So the other aspect to this, which is a very careful thing that you have to also understand, is a lot of times we spend time to release our karmas. I need to do a healing to my body. What am I doing? I'm trying to release my karma. Right? Nanagni karma dagdara. Purva janma krutam papam vyadi rupena pidyate. Right? That's what Bhagavad Gita says. Whatever the sins you have performed in your past lives, they will come to you as illnesses. Suffering, right? Deep suffering that happens. So what happens is I have a particular suffering I wanted to get rid of. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to take my karma out from my system. This karma is a vicious cycle. There is no point in trying to take away karma. You take one karma out, other karma will come in its spot and take over. This is an infinite cycle. It's a vicious cycle. Because even in this life, you created a lot of karmas before you came to the spiritual path. How many of us are doing seva for sake of seva? When you are doing seva for seva, somebody is shouting at you, somebody is yelling at you, it should not matter. How many of us are jumping and saying that I want to be part of this without any thinking? Why am I bringing my logic mind into this? Because I'm not doing seva with the intention that I want to get enlightenment. I'm doing the seva, trying to understand the opportunity, trying to seek this as an opportunity to understand how this works. My system was not accepted yet. I'm not a karma yogi yet. Right? When you really do the seva, there is no mind there. Because if you are doing with mind, you are not going to do it. You're not going to get anything because your ego is only going to go up. How many of us are ready to clean up the toilets? How many of us are ready to go stand outside to do the parking work? That is what we are talking, right? And again, that requires a lot of practice, lot of energies, and you need to have the right intelligence, the spiritual intelligence, what we call the IQs, right? When you bring all of that together, that's why through seva also you can get moksha. But only when you are in that state. It does not give you moksha just like that. You have to be in that state. You have to be in the state to serve no matter what. Even your body is dying, somebody is coming and asking you something, you should be able to answer that. Why? Because it's a seva. That is how it works.
Without expectations. Just
without any expectation, exactly, whatsoever. Without any expectations, no results. So when I bring that kind of culture within my system, when I inculcate those kind of spiritual habits within my system, enlightenment is going to happen in its natural way. You will get enlightened. There is no way you will not get enlightened. In every society, you see a lot of different variations. Why are these variations? Because of mind. If I am seeing in my society, in our society, if you are seeing bad, then it is the mind. You are carrying bad. That's why you're seeing bad. I am only seeing good. I don't see any bad. Why? Because my mind is pure. What is the purity in the mind is heart. That's it. So anywhere and everywhere, whenever you start to see that this is not there, that is not there, that is not right, this is not right, only time you need to bring some of those things is when you are trying to get a feedback, when you are trying to understand lessons, when you are trying to do a better job next time, when you are doing an event. In some of those cases, you typically bring those discussions into play. Otherwise, everything, accept it. Let the universe flow through you as you. Don't block it. Don't come in between and trying to say, ego is such a selfish thing. It will not allow you to allow the universal energies to flow through you. It will block it, and it will say, I will recreate the route as to how the flow of energy should go from me. right? Let the divine flow happen in natural way. So the more and more you start to bring some of those things into your life, it is very natural. Satsangatve nissangatvam. Nissangatve nirmohatvam. Nirmohatve nischala tattvam. Stillness. Nischala tattve jivan mukti. That's the source for enlightenment. That's it. Right? So I'll leave it up for a few minutes for questions. If you have any questions, we'll talk about it. And then we'll end the session for today. Any questions?
One question.
Madam, please go ahead.
Seema? Yeah.
Yeah,
During the meditation, sometimes we'll be starting with the one position and holding hands and feet on feet. Sometimes if we never know, like I used to feel wherever the hands are holding like attachment, there I used to feel something. Then after some time, I won't feel anything. Like whole body also, I don't feel until like 1 hour or something like that. Is it normal? That is.
It is not. It is good, right?
And is it sometimes like if it is more than 1 hour, can I change if I'm the position thing, or we cannot change at all?
Don't change. See, unless it is painful, unless
Yeah.
your awareness is only on that pain or in that moment that you have to change it, then change it. But
Then
if you are able to hold it, hold it.
Okay, yeah.
Holding is the best way. Like learning, see, asana siddhi comes when you hold it,
Yes.
right? With asana siddhi comes pratyahara. Pratyahara comes dhyasa, dhyasa, dharana, right? Dhyana.
Okay.
So we have to understand, when you sit in meditation, don't think that you are meditating at the first 1-2 minutes. It is only the jhasa. You are bringing your attention to your breath, right?
Yes.
That's it. That is jhasa. That is not meditation. That is not jhana. When you consistently are in that state of dhyasa, what happens is meditation is a natural effect of it. The outcome of that continuous focus or attention is meditation. It has to happen. So when it happens, you are in that state. That's it. Don't disrupt yourself. Don't bring your mind back. Don't get thoughts. Don't try to say that I want to move. I want to do this. I've sat for 1 hour. I don't know what is going to happen to me. Don't worry about any of that.
Not like that. Continuously 3 times. The 4th time, I think, when it happened recently. That's why I'm saying. The last time for 1.5 hour, the last half hour, if it felt like that, then I had some other health issue. So is it the effect of when I moved because of the movement unknowingly I did, or because of the health issue? I didn't know. That's why I had that question.
Okay.
Sorry.
So no, what happens, madam, is if your health issue is there, like for example, you have a leg pain. Okay, let's take an example. You are sitting in meditation. Okay. Initially, you're consciously aware. You came to meditation. You have an intention. You sat down. You started to observe your breath. At the time, you're not meditating yet. Right? You are aware that there is a leg pain, right? But it's a sustainable pain. Now, 45 minutes down the line, what happens? Because you have put pressure on your leg, obviously the pain will go up. So at that point, if you think that you cannot observe your breath anymore, because if pain is too much and you have not practiced this enough, what happens? At 45th minute, your attention is only on the pain. You're no longer with the breath. Right? So what happens? There is no meditation happening yet. You're only sitting with the pain. So in that moment, if you think that, okay, I'm not able to come back to my breath because this pain is too much. I wanted to, flex my, legs. Then you go do that. Then you shift your, left to right or right to left, whatever you want, right? You do that. And then you sit for another 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah.
Exactly.
For 1 hour, that's what I'm saying. First 5 minutes, even then, after that, I couldn't feel anything. I've left, but after 1 hour above that, then it started hurting. Then I moved my leg, that is right or not. That's what the question.
See, when you have to understand, you move your body, your mind is moved.
Moved, yes.
Okay?
Then I came out.
It is directly proportional.
Yeah, dhyana is on the breath is gone.
You are back into your body conscious.
Yeah.
Then you go back again.
Okay.
Depends upon how deep you are in that state.
Okay. Dhanyavad.
right? Yeah. So it is. See, again, this is practice, madam, right? As you practice more, you will get out of all these things.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Good question. Anyone else? Any other question? Any questions on the subject that we discussed today?
I have a question. Like
Yes,
when I'm doing the meditation, only I'm like, I can sit for like an hour, like a, but the thoughts are like keep on I'm going towards behind the thoughts. Very rarely I can observe the breath, but I'm able to sit. I'm just practicing myself, forcing myself to, not to move my body and observe the thoughts quietly. But it's very rarely I observe the breath.
So what is happening is, see, very rarely if you are observing the breath, then what you do, madam, either you do Omkara or you do Pranayama before you sit for meditation. That way, your mind is lighter, right? When your mind is lighter, you won't get too many thoughts.
Okay.
So do Kapalbhati or Anmol Vimol or any of that, right? Or Dirgha Kalika Pranayama, any of that, right? Deep pranic thing, intense deep. Any of those things will help mind to calm down. The moment your mind is calm, when you sit in meditation, you go into the void very fast.
Thank you. It's a very good session.
Yeah.
Anil Garu, I have a question about the session that we talked about today.
Yes, ma'am, please.
So you were saying, with more and more deeper and deeper practice, we get to a point where slowly we try to understand or go into the space where we understand who we are and we try to find the truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is that truth, of course, with so much rigorous practice, is that truth individual specific or universal truth, or what is it ultimately? Like, is it going to a state lack of suffering, or is it realizing all material things are materialistic things are materialistic, but there is something like soul specific? What is the truth?
See, what you hit, madam, is when you go into the deeper states, the first thing that you will get is the peace.
Peace. Okay.
That is the first thing that you'll get.
Mm-hmm.
You are hitting that state of peace, that infinite peace within you. Nothing,
Mm-hmm.
whatever is going on, external, internal, whatever is going on,
You are untouched.
exactly. Nothing bothers you anymore. You are not in that state anymore that, you're looking at what happens, no worries, no, fickle mindedness, you're not looking for results, you're not looking for outcomes of a particular situation this way or that way. All that is gonna subside totally, because the mind now, the energies you have got that consciousness that is active, which is beyond the state of mind. So when that is active, the power is emanating through you as you. Okay. And then slowly after, that is not the end though, that you still have to go deeper, right? So once the peace aspect of is fully there, once you start to be aware of your surroundings, and you'll start to slowly realize that there is a source of energy coming through you, and it is working whatever your intentions are, right? If you're asking for something, then it just manifests, the consciousness manifests it, and then the energy comes back to you. You start to feel that, right? You start to slowly realize that you are not the same person who you were, before. It is in the heart though. So the feeling comes from inside. It is not something that's expressible, right?
Mm-hmm.
We cannot tell you that. You have to experience it. That is how the state is. So in that state, you don't want to do anything. You're just there. That's it. Everything you are observing, you are not. There is no reaction. There is no mind, right? So there is no action, reaction. Nothing is there. You're just in that calmest state of it. And then with that, you still do your meditation. You don't let go of your meditation. You continuously do your meditation. Then you get this happiness. That Brahmananda is what we call it. That is the ultimate thing. And then that is a continuous thing that stays. And then there are, ways where it comes, abruptly in a moment. and there are ways that it creates in a gradual pattern, you know.
Mm.
So it depends upon your type of sadhana and how your soul journey is evolved and where you are in your patternized practice, you know. A lot of those things matter for the individuals, and everyone will have their own experience.
Mm.
So the more and more you start to understand life in general, there is absolutely no ups and downs. No matter, even death is not anymore an issue, right? I mean,
Mm.
you don't look at death as death at all anymore, right? And that is the highest fear on the earth. Right now,
Right.
the third dimension, that is the highest. When you transcend the fear of death, you're almost there, right? You're getting there.
So at that point of time, there's no coming back, or is there still chance
There's
that
no coming back.
if you don't practice it, you come back still?
There's no. So once you hit that state of the highest happiness, and you are in that state all the time, there is no coming back. You're done.
Okay.
You're done. Because you
Okay,
will
so
know
the
that you no longer feel your body activities anymore, right? You no longer feel that you need to. The urge is gone.
Right.
It's gone from your system, right? And it's like there is no wish at all. The wish system that you carry today, it's gone. So at that
Okay.
point, you are there. That's it. You are there in the moment. Every moment you are there. That's it.
Okay, so the most difficulty is passing that trauma stage, and then
Getting
after
to that
that,
state. Getting to that state is the most, because mind is blocking.
right,
Mind will not give you a way.
right. So all these yogis and all these people who are living over 100 years, that's what they're saying in Kumbh Mela, right? Mahakumbh Mela, they're saying some of the yogis are living over 100 years, and then they don't want anything. They just live very simple life, or very hard life in the Himalayas, just practicing whatever they believe in, like their the yogic practices or their dhyanam. So they're all at that stage, that blissful state.
No,
They are totally different.
no, it's different. Yogi can have that enlightened knowledge, or he can have siddhis. Right? It depends.
Siddhis. Okay,
Yeah.
those are siddhis. Okay.
Yeah, siddhis is again mind power.
Right.
Yeah, it has
Okay.
nothing to do with the consciousness, right? At the only way you go to consciousness is to have that knowledge.
Okay.
Right? You have to have that knowledge. And that knowledge comes through your own practice, your own way of looking at your mind, and kind of, working through that. There is no siddhi in the, that's why the enlightened ones, some of them are enlightened with the siddhis, because they came from the yogic practice. They got the siddhis, and then they went to the enlightenment. They realized, like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, right? He did a lot of sadhana, upasana for Kali, and then he got a lot of siddhis. At the stage, he realized that is not the ultimate thing. Then Kali Ma told him that the ultimate thing is you have to get the knowledge. Until that, your body, you have to come back again. Then he went to Totapuri Maharaj, his master, and then he got the meditation, and then he realized himself. So until you realize your purpose, you will have to keep coming back. Even a yogi who has the siddhis, they have to come back.
Okay, good to know the distinction.
Yeah.
Because somehow I used to think that all these people who sacrificed everything and then dedicated their lives only for that, are they in blissful state, or are they just
No.
attained to some of these siddhis and then just, so they're bound to come back?
They are bound to come back. After any siddhi, even you stay here for 10,000 years, if you have not got the knowledge, you will have to come back.
I see. Okay.
Anilji, Ramana Maharshi, he did like that, right? Self-realization and...
He's self-realized.
Yeah.
He's a gnani.
Gnani.
He's not a siddhi, he's a gnani. He's not, he's done.
And Anandam is you won't, like, just an example, Santosham is like just 1 or 2 fruits if you eat, and the fourth one you won't like to eat, it will be like a Vegatu, we say in Telugu like that. But Anandam is the blissful state where, like, if you have the bhakti towards the God or any consciousness, then it is like continuously, you won't be fulfilled, like it is continuous, that satisfaction.
It's all the time pouring.
Boring, yes.
It's like, it's not like, the tap is off and on and on and off, right?
Yeah.
The universal tap is open and the God is working through you as you.
Yes.
So you no longer have your own identity. Your identity is gone because you became consciousness now. And the consciousness is everywhere. So you are just flowing with the universal energy. That's it. At that point, there is no family. It's only Vasudhaiva Kutumba. That's it. The feeling of I is gone. The moment I is gone, everything is at the infinite level.
Okay.
Good, man.
Thank
Good
you.
question. Yeah, thank you.
Sir,
Yes,
thank you for the great session today. Please remind everyone tomorrow, the more knowledge sharing will be, continuing. So please, everybody come tomorrow in Fairfax.
In person session.
Yeah, what is that?
So do we want in person?
Yeah. So in-person session. Oh, sorry, sir. Yeah, tomorrow we have satsang in the Virginia at Dinesh Master and Surabhi madam's residence. So we start at 6:30, sir.
Yeah.
6:30. Yeah, 6:30. Please join us if you are locally in the Virginia, Maryland, in the DC area or greater DC area. Please join us. It is we're gonna have more topics tomorrow. Very good topics we'll talk. So please do join us in person.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, thank you. Otherwise, we'll also have this Zoom session available at the time of the topic, so you can also listen in through Zoom. But mostly, it would be good if you are able to join, make in person. Yeah, thanks, sir. Thanks, Dinesh ji, for reminding. Same link, madam. Sneha, madam, same link. All right. If no further questions, then let us call it a night. We'll see you all next week for the topic, and tomorrow as well for satsang topic, and then tomorrow night for the meditation. All right. Have a wonderful evening. Take care, masters. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.